whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and the home of the brave?
Welcome in here, race fans. Tonight, it is the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series here from the new Smyrna Speedway. It is championship night. We have made it through Lanier, North Wilkesboro, Oxford, Concord, Lucas Oil, and throughout the rest of the season. We have now made it here to the new Smyrna Speedway. And race fans, I hope you're ready to go championship racing. 3 drivers enter tonight with a chance that they could walk away with the season championship. Brian Hacker right now has the championship lead over Dalton Williamson and Max Terriot. There is a 17-point deficit between Hacker and Williamson, and then it's going to be 3 more points, so that's 20 points total back to Max Terriot. There's one major factor that has not been added in here tonight yet, and that is the drop week. Tonight, these drivers, 17 drivers strong, going to take on this little half-mile track that they call New Smyrna with some crazy tight setups on entry here tonight. So with that being said, there's some chances out there tonight that we could have a change for the championship lead and a new champion this season, or Will Wiley veteran who sits 20 points out. Will he be able to come up here and take the show? Qualifying is currently underway here tonight, but as we continue to talk about our championship hopeful, all 3 drivers are here tonight. There is one major factor tonight, though, that one of the championship drivers was injured as of yesterday. Dalton Williamson was rushed to the emergency room with a hand injury after almost trying to sever off his pinky. He is here tonight. He is bandaged up. He is ready to race. The problem is, here in practice, I got the notification that Dalton Williamson's hand was coming unraveled and it was bleeding. So we'll see if the driver of the Glove Box Racing, number 1, will be able to, 1, stay out there on track and withstand it, the pain that's coming through the throbbing, because there's going to be a lot of forces on the wheel here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway for these drivers. We will see if he can withstand that pain and stay out there on track. And it's not just staying out there on track that's going to be one of the biggest things. It's going to be, will he be able to compete while staying out there on track? So we'll see if the rookie is going to be able to hold on here tonight. But race fans, we are getting ready and geared up to go. We hope you are also ready to go here tonight. It's going to be 100 laps when we do get to our main event. Right now, these drivers are currently here into qualifying. All the drivers have been able to practice for about 30 minutes here before qualifying tonight. And now they take their 2 laps of qualifying. Right now, let's drop up the ticker for all of you race fans that are tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Go ahead and find where your driver is on the timing and scoring. Right now, Dalton Williamson is currently sitting P1 over James Skill and Richard Murdoch, Don Coleman, and a newcomer this season, Eric Stout, making his first ever start in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Division. So it's good to see him out here on track, even though it is championship night. We'll see if he can hold off some of these very strong competitors. currently looking at about 2 minutes left here in our qualifying session. One of the drivers that are out there onto the speedway. Let's take a look and see if we can catch Max Terriel out there. I believe he is out there on track right now. There is the driver of the 42, the MK Medic Machine. This is Max Terriel. Max on lap number 1 went P number 1. AJ Rogers right now in the Epic Media number 17. He went P number 2. Race fans, we understand we're having a little bit of connection issues here to our YouTube server. We do apologize for that here tonight. We will see if we can get that all worked out for all you race fans that are tuning in to watch Championship Night here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Division. Qualifying just about in the books here tonight. As qualifying comes to an end here, we're going to take a quick step away and we'll be back here at the new Smyrna Speedway.
Who's in the race car?
Dada.
Dada? Say go daddy?
Go, Daddy.
Welcome back here to the new Smyrna Speedway. Flash bulbs are going off because that's right, you see the cars down there on the grid tonight. Let's take you through your starting lineup here for Championship Night. This is your starting lineup brought to us by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Starting on the front row, he has 5 wins here this season. He was able to sneak in the quick time as we stepped away for the commercial break. It is going to be the number 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. Max Terriel, the other championship contender here tonight. In the 42, he'll start P number 2. The 96 of Al Smith and the Old Shed VIP Graphics. 96 will start 3rd. 4th goes to AJ Rogers in the number 17 tonight. The number 1 of Dalton Williamson will start 5th. 6th goes to James Skelton. 7th on the starting grid out of the Full Throttle Racing stable, the 01 Adventure in Pixels of Richard Murdoch. Position number 8, it's the Swagger in 97 of Don Coleman. Starting in the 4th position, out of Virginia, making his first ever start, driving the number 4, it is Eric Stout. Starting 10th on the grid here tonight, the 37 NY of Brian Robinson. Starting in the 11th position, it's the Racing School entry, number 10 of Dan Butler. Joe Strano, the Strano Brothers Racing, number 43, will roll off in the 12th position. Starting 13th here tonight, the Higgins Hill Racing, number 4D of Rob Higgins. Jimmy McIntyre got the 81, scheduled to roll off 14th tonight. 15th on the starting lineup, the Need for Speed, number 2, DraftTop.com, number 2 of Josh Buckley. Tim Canadian Bacon Williams got the 45, scheduled to roll off 16th. And shotgun to the field, it's the Yeater himself. It is Travis Yeet Minto in the F5 IPA, number 19. That is your 17 car starting lineup here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Championship Night here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Race fans, it's going to be 100 laps on the docket here tonight. Let's get ready to go. Short track racing. Half-mile track plays host to the championship race. And if the whole season so far has been just a preview, this tonight is going to be crazy. Coming to get the green flag here tonight. Green flag is out and we are racing. Great start by everybody. Hacker chose the outside line on this initial drop of the green, and he'll lead him out of turn number 2. Everybody still lined up there. Max Terriel will fall back into that second position. It's A.J. Rogers, Al Smith, Dalton Williamson right there into the 5th position. So all 3 of your championship hopefuls are inside the top 5. Crash out towards the back. Don Coleman gone around. He's on his lid down there. Robinson involved. Strano, Dan Butler. It also looks like Rob Higgins will be involved in that to bring out caution flag number 1 here tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway on championship night. We'll have to take the look back here in just a couple of moments, as a couple of these drivers are tore up here early in this one. Looks like the Canadian Bacon machine was involved in this also, but I believe it starts a little bit farther up in the field. Don Coleman right here. Oh, him and Murdoch bang Nerf bars, and Coleman goes up the track. Strano nowhere to go. He is involved in this one. Robinson, Higgins. Minto goes down through the grass to get away. It looks like a little contact there also, though, for that's the number 45 of Tim Williams. Right on board here with Joe Strano. You heard Strano lift off the gas, but there was just nowhere that he was going to go. Strano gets involved here on lap number 3. Actually, lap number 2, correction. As Strano's front steering looks like it may be a little cattywampus here tonight. No fast repairs here on championship night. So a couple of these drivers will be headed to pit road. We'll see if they can continue on. Right now, though, Brian Hacker is still able to control this field. Hacker is out front with Terriel, Rogers, Smith, Williamson, your top 5 drivers here as we work our first caution flag of the night. Taking a peek at the drivers that were involved in this one. Don Coleman, Rob Higgins, Joe Strano, Dan Butler, Brian Robinson. Those drivers are actually all still down on pit road, so a handful of drivers getting a rough start. Come back and go green flag racing once again here. Lap number 6 as the iRacing pace car dives down to the bottom. 42 of Terriel down to the bottom has Hacker, high side, and handsome. He's got Al Smith trailing him. A.J. Rogers did not get a great start there on that restart. They will battle down into turn 3 and 4. It will be Brian Hacker coming back across here to lead a lap. Then it's Terriel. Smith is trying to work around Rogers still. James Skelton is right there as the number 1 of Dalton Williamson has fallen back to the 6th position. Now Skelton got around him on that restart. Richard Murdoch is hanging right there also. Hacker will come back around here to lead another one, almost 10% into championship night here at New Smyrna. The flashbulbs are still going off. All the race fans here in attendance and virtually are trying to capture a picture of their favorite driver as they continue to battle for this 3rd position. Smith and Rogers just keep passing her back and forth for the time being as we go high in the sky here from our checkered flag auto supply blimp camera. High above the New Smyrna Speedway, you can see that outside lane there for Al Smith worked out a little bit better than A.J. Rogers on that bottom lane. The 86 now, Skelton trying to also work his outside momentum, but right now it looks like Rogers is going to try and pressure and close the door. Not going to quite be able to. Rogers goes back down to the bottom. It's going to leave the outside lane still open. Rogers now blocks about half lane up. Oh, big bump down the back straightaway from James Skelton to the number 17 of A.J. Rogers. That will get Dalton Williamson now to the inside on that 86. Richard Murdoch just behind them. One of them going down towards the inside wall. Tim Canadian Bacon going to go around. He's trying to back her off the speedway here. Now Williams going to try and turn her back around. We will stay green flag racing here. Hacker's coming out of turn number 4 right now as Williams was going down into turn number 1. Dalton Williamson here low in the number 1. Now working that inside to perfection. It looks like he might be able to get around the 86. Oh, he's going to get turned. Williamson's going to get turned by James Skell. Richard Murdoch is involved. The one of Dalton Williamson championship contender tonight looks like it has just gone up in smoke as the steering wheel was ripped out of his hands going into turn number 3. Skell and Murdoch also involved in this one. There you see Dalton will take the slow crawl down pit road here. His night looks to be over and the championship is gone. So he'll come into pit road. Let's take the look back here. Find the one of Dalton. Dalton's going to try and come up. He gives Skelton the outside room, and then both drivers come together going into turn number 3. It looks like Skelton was trying to come down a little, maybe Williamson up a little bit. Williamson comes to a rest there on the outside retaining wall. The 86 of Skelton also had to take the tow back to pit road. Richard Murdoch, though, able to carry on. There you see his 01 machine. He carries on. Go back here. I believe we have the onboard camera with Richard Murdoch. So Murdoch's in, and he does slam the wall pretty hard with that right front tire. We'll have to keep an eye on that 01 machine to see if Murdoch can carry on the rest of the way home tonight. So working our second caution flag here of the evening, just taking a glance at our timing and scoring, trying to figure out who is where and who's left out onto the track. I can tell you your championship, 2 out of your 3 championship drivers are still on the speedway. Looks like Hacker and Terriel are still 1 and 2. And right now they are 1 and 2 also on the championship leaderboards, as Dalton Williamson had some issues. He is officially out of this event here tonight. Looks like he has officially taken his car to the shop. So his championship hunt is over. His night is over here in the first 20 laps of this event as our second caution flag of the evening comes out. 2 drivers were involved in that one. So it looks like we'll get the one to go here. It looks like 9 drivers currently are out on track. Richard Murdoch is down on pit road getting some services done. He is still sitting in his car. Brian Robinson is on pit road. He is still sitting in his car. Rob Higgins also sitting on pit road. He's still sitting in the checkered flag oil supply number 40. So we're giving it another go this time by. Going to be 18 laps completed out of the 100 here on championship night. Hacker, Terriel, coming back to the green flag. Another great start by that outside line. That 11 Illinois of Hacker will outside lane the number 42, and that will leave now Terriel and Rogers to battle back here. As contact between the 17 and the 42. Al Smith going to give a little bump to the 17 down the front straightaway to try and get him going. Everybody still chasing Hacker. They run side by side still. Off the back of your leader of Brian Hacker. Looks like Max Terriel trying to hold that bottom and just keeps getting a little bit loose down there, and that lets AJ Rogers come right back into the picture on the outside lane. The Epic Media, number 17, is high side and handsome. He gets around the 42. Now he'll take the second position. So it's Hacker, Rogers, Terriel, Smith, McIntyre, your top 5. Everybody knows the tale. There's Jimmy McIntyre. He has moved up 9 positions through the night here. He has been able to keep his 81 unsponsored machine clean so far and has found himself running into the 5th position. It's been a rough year for the 81 of Jimmy McIntyre. Tonight, he comes in the 17th position in the point standings. He only has 1 top 5 of the year. That came at the Phoenix International Raceway back then when we went super speedway style racing with these modifieds. And well, he had himself a good run there as he finished 5th. He did lead 1 lap at the North Wilkesboro Speedway early on in the season. He did not come away with the finish that he wanted to accomplish there, but the driver right now is having himself a top 5 running machine. Sitting back here in the 8th position is the unknown driver, the driver of the number 4. Eric Stout comes into tonight, making his first start ever in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK division. He's currently running back here in the 8th position, started 9th here tonight on our starting lineup, and has worked himself up to running 8th. Just behind him is the man out of Oklahoma. This is Travis Minto. He has moved up 8 spots and now is running 9th. Coming back out onto the racetrack, driving the 37NY. He just completed his first lap back onto the circuit. He has 3 laps completed in the book here tonight, so he is well behind the 8 ball. This is Brian Robinson, so good to see Robinson back out here trying to get some laps. He did come in 8th in the championship hunt, and he did have some room to gain. Don Coleman having a rough night, so he is out of the event. So Robinson, if he continues on and is able to complete the rest of these laps here tonight, pick up a couple positions, he could possibly move into the 7th position in our championship hunt at the end of this night. But it is all Brian Hacker. This time by, we will go with 29 laps officially into the books here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Hacker has led every single one. A.J. Rogers still holding on to second. Max Terrill, Al Smith, Jimmy McIntyre, Tim Williams. Oh, Rogers going to scrape the wall in his number 17 machine. Those Nerf bars in the right front tire making contact with the outside wall out of turn number 2. We'll see if that plagues him. That could shorten up those A-arms on the right side of that machine, and then it will not handle. It could get push tight or snap loose in the middle of the corner on that Epic Media machine. We'll see if he's able to hang on and not wear that right front tire out. He moved up that time in 3 and 4, just a little bit off the bottom groove where he has been all night long. Brian Robinson has been able to pick up 1 position since returning back onto the speedway in just about 4 laps. He'll be able to pass the 86 of James Skelton, the number 1 of Dalton Williamson, and the 01 of Richard Murdoch. Looks like Richard Murdoch has officially retired here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway. So Murdoch, who came in hopeful this season of turning some of the best laps and races and anything for him, he has improved since last year, but tonight will not be the night for the driver out of Somerville, South Carolina. Richard Murdoch will finish looking like it's going to be about the 11th position by the time we are done. Max Terrill sitting there running in that third position. We can learn to read the timing and scoring here tonight. Max Terrill came in just 20 points out of the championship hunt. Max's worst race of the season came at the season opener back when we ran at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. It was the first time the SK Modified Division ever went to the North Wilkesboro Speedway, back into the 87 configuration, I should say. As you see, A.J. Rogers tapped the wall just a little bit out of turn 4 that time once again. Terrill then went on to win 3 races so far this season. Question being, though, will those 3 races be good enough to put him into the championship hunt as we close in on the halfway point? Still about 12 laps away from halfway. If Brian Hacker continues to lead this event, he's already picked himself up 1 extra bonus point here tonight by leading a lap as Rogers plays with the wall again out of turn number 2. Now here comes the 42 of Max Terrill. He's going to try and make the pass on the 17 out of turn number 4. Terrill not able to get that bottom groove to work. A.J. Rogers right back around the outside. The 37NY of Robinson down to the bottom there. He will let your race leaders go on by him. Right now, he is back into the top 10. He is the last car running. It looks like he's going to come down to pit road. No, he's going to stay out here, actually. Confusion on the radio between him and the spotter. So Robinson will stay out. He'll now pick up. He does surpass Murdoch on our timing and scoring. So with Hacker still able to lead the way, Al Smith is back here. He was in the championship hunt all season long. New to the SK Modified Divisions, also with that old shed machine. Al Smith came in tonight running in the 5th spot. It doesn't look like Smith will be able to pick up any positions unless A.J. Rogers had a disastrous night, but it looks like Rogers has got a pretty tuned up hot rod here tonight. So Al Smith, who came in 5th in the championship hunt, didn't sneak out a win just yet, but there is still time as we're not quite to the halfway point tonight for the driver out of South Glen Falls, New York. Could he as, Terriot with a huge wiggle that time out of turn number 4. He is trying to wheel and deal the MK Medic number 42 right ahead of Al Smith here. Smith did have a couple second place finishes this season. He finished 2nd at North Wilkesboro. He finished 2nd at Thompson. He finished 3rd at the Oxford Plains. Speedway, 4th at Concord, which is a very odd little track, and Al had a really good night there. He was able to lead 4 laps on the season leading up to championship night. See if he can get a couple more laps led in that category here tonight. But A.J. Rogers has now caught up to your race leader. Last time by at the line, Brian Hacker was not the fastest machine on the raceway. That would be the number 17 of Max Terriot. Terriot was the fastest car out of your top 10 drivers, as Robinson is still out there continuing to make laps around. A.J. Rogers was the 2nd fastest car. Let's see this time by at the line. Heads up for your race leaders. Max Terriot was the fastest. So it's Terriot, Hacker, Rogers, your fastest 3 drivers on the speedway. Al Smith is still able to hang on right there. He's just sitting about a half a second back off the race leaders. As you see, Rogers and Terriot still literally run nose to tail. It's like they've been connected all night long here. Jimmy McIntyre starting to fade here on this long run with this 81 machine. He is sitting currently about 2.5 seconds back from Brian Hacker, about 1.5 seconds behind Al Smith right there. Eric Stout still having himself a stout run tonight. He is in that 6th position. Josh Buckley is right there. Tim, the Canadian man, is sitting in the 8th position. Travis Minto is a little bit farther back there. You see him in the F5 IPA machine. The Eater himself, it looks like that car is having some serious understeer issues, as he is cranking a lot of wheel into this modified. There you see it off the corner. He is just a little bit slower off the corners. Looking at it, looks like about 7 to 10 miles an hour slower on corner exit than our race leaders, and that puts him currently about 9.5 seconds behind the race leader of Brian Hacker. Hacker in that Austin Designs this time by. If he can lead this lap, he'll gain another bonus point here tonight, and that might just about clinch the championship hunt for Brian Hacker. He just has to come back around here, complete lap number 50, come back around one more time actually and complete lap 51, and he'll gain the extra bonus point tonight. Brian Robinson out there on track still. You see him in the tore-up number 37. And why? Brian Hacker. Something happened to the Hacker off turn number 4. He's on his lid here tonight. Championship hopeful of Brian Hacker on his lid out of turn number 4. Have to take the look back. Hacker went up into the outside wall. Nowhere for A.J. Rogers to go. Hacker puts her on the lid. Comes to a complete rest sitting there. That angle doesn't give us any better of an idea. Hacker just got too wide on exit. Sparks flying from the roll cage of that 11. And right there, he just got too high with A.J. Rogers being so close. Just not a good mixture. He comes to a rest there, and that'll be the end of his night, possibly. He will take the tow back. I didn't see any smoke come out of the motor of that 11 Illinois, so maybe he can get it towed back to pit road and then back out on the track. We'll keep an eye on Brian Hacker and see if he's able to get back out there. If not, it might be... Well, I'm just looking at it. He did get credited with leading that lap, so he will officially get 2 bonus points here tonight. Now that leaves 1 championship driver out on track. Josh Buckley came down pit road, tried to change some tires on the draft top number 2. He will get stopped at the end of pit road. He will go a lap down. Looking at it, it looks like 5 drivers because it looked like Stout also came down pit road along with the 45 of Williams. All 3 of those drivers actually going to go a lap down. Lights on that iRacing pace car do go out, so it'll be the 42 of Terriot. Or actually, it's AJ Rogers, then the 42 of Terriot. Al Smith, Jimmy McIntyre, Travis Yeet Minto, your 5 drivers on the lead lap. Then it's going to be Williams, Stout, Buckley, your top 8 drivers. Robinson back out on track. Hacker looks like there he comes. He's coming back out onto the track. He'll be a couple laps down here as the green flag is coming back out here tonight at New Smyrna. 56 laps. Officially in the book. This time, the 42 of Max Terriot was able to hang serve there with the 17 Epic Media Machine, who will lead the lap, though. It's going to be AJ Rogers. Oh, a big wiggle for Max Terriot. Al Smith really had to get out of a throttle there on the front straightaway to not run over the number 42 of Terriot. Jimmy McIntyre going to bounce it off the wall out of turn number 2. So it's back to AJ Rogers, Max Terriot, Al Smith, Travis Minto, and then the gaggle back here. Eric Stout right now holds that lucky dog position. He gets a little loose off the corner. A little bit of a connection blink there with the server for Eric Stout. AJ Rogers going to slam the wall out of turn number 4. He has played Russian roulette all night long, and now coming to get 40 laps to go, he bangs it off the wall once again. How many more times can AJ Rogers go up there and tease that wall without getting into it? By this time, knocked down lap 61, under 40 laps to go here tonight in this event. It's been a wild one. Right now, your top 3 drivers are AJ Rogers, Max Terriot, Al Smith, Jimmy McIntyre, Travis Minto, your top 5 runners. As here comes Terriot once again, trying to get down to the inside. Terriot just not able to get the power down. He's tried all night long to get that number 42 down to the bottom side of the raceway and get around your race leader. Terriot has not been able to lead a lap yet. He knows now, though, that with Brian Hacker having some issues here tonight, that points gap could really close in his favor. He just has to finish this race. He has to hope that something else happens to Brian Hacker here as the number 42 goes back to the inside. Terriot just not able to do anything with it. Hacker is back out on track. You see him back here running in the 8th position. 3 laps behind the race leader. Right now, he is the only driver 3 laps down as Buckley's right behind him. Buckley is 1 lap down as he came down pit road to put some tires on. He is battling with Tim Williams and Eric Stout for that lucky dog spot. Right now, the lucky dog, if we were to have a yellow, would go to the driver of this number 4. Out of Virginia, Eric Stout is in that 6th position and the first car 1 lap down. AJ Rogers this time stays away from the corner of turn 2's wall. They'll go high in 3 and 4. 42 of Terriot able to get down there. This time he doesn't lose as much ground. Terriot will have to go back single file. He lifts to try and back the corner up just a little bit to see if AJ Rogers is going to play tit-tat with that outside wall. Comes close once again, but this time he was able to hold serve. These guys said before we came into qualifying for this race here tonight that the car really was tight on entry. They didn't say it was tight on exit. Everybody was saying tight on entry. Travis Minto will get around the 81 of Jimmy McIntyre here. That'll put Travis Minto into the 4th position, 1 spot out of a podium, but they've run side by side as Minto wasn't able to get the power down out of turn number 4. Minto still working the bottom. Terriot looked also for the race lead down the back straightaway, but did not have the momentum built up. These two continue to run side by side. Now it'll be the 81 of Jimmy McIntyre taking control of that spot once again. So McIntyre holding on to fourth. Minto going to have to try and find a new way back to the race leaders. Coming up onto lap traffic, Rob Higgins has come back out onto the speedway. Higgins is running in the 11th position currently. 53 laps down. He goes high out of the way of your three race leaders who continue to hound the pavement here tonight. Ryan Robinson going to go high. Your leaders will work around him down in 1 and 2. Max Terriot all night long so far has just worked the bottom groove. Al Smith losing a little ground also. He was sideways out of turn 4. These three drivers have broken away. It looks like currently about a 4-second gap back to Jimmy McIntyre, who sits there in that 4th position. Travis Minto back there running in the 5th spot. Eric Stout is 6th. Williams is running 7th. Buckley is 8th. Hacker is 9th. Robinson is 10th. Higgins is 11th. Those are your 11 cars left on the track here tonight. Championship night, which is 26 laps to go. It'll be 25 laps to go this time by. Terriot still hounding that inside lane. A.J. Rogers keeps giving the 42 that inside lane down there in 3 and 4 because he knows Terriot has not been able to make that move work yet here tonight. Hacker, kind of ran that bottom lane too, and it worked for him until he ran out of room coming out of turn number 4. Terriot lost a little ground there. He slipped that time out of turn 4. A.J. Rogers going to pull about a half-second gap, about 4 or 5 car lengths down the back straightaway with 24 laps to go. Al Smith is now caught up to the 42. Does he have anything left in the tires of that machine? With just 23 laps to go, they are going to go quick here for the championship. There you see the distance. Your top 3 pretty much spread out evenly. The 42 is closing the gap, though, this time out of turn 4. Both drivers wiggle as they came out of 4. About a 2-car. A.J. Rogers once again into the wall. This time, the 42 of Terriot has a big run down the back straightaway. He'll be able to pull side by side at the line. Who will have it? It's going to be A.J. Rogers still holding on to the race lead. Max Terriot not pushing the envelope here tonight. He knows he doesn't have to win this race. Winning the race for Max Terriot isn't going to do anything but kind of beat his chest, saying that he has another win here tonight. He needs to just have a strong finish and kind of see where the cards are going to lay at the end of this one. He doesn't want to have trouble. He doesn't want to get caught into a wreck here and put himself back there running around the Brian Hacker machine, who's still running out there on track in that 9th position. Still 3 laps behind your leaders. It will be 19 laps to go this time by at the line. $19 laps to go, and last time by, your race leader was only about 0.2 of a second slower than his fastest lap of the evening. Everybody has started to move up the groove just a little bit down there on 1 and 2. Rogers has been running up the track all night long, but now it's even farther up the groove. Max Terriot going to move up, and now he's going to try and get a run out of turn number 4. Here comes Terriot looking. He's going to go back in line behind A.J. Rogers, maybe just eyeing him up. Al Smith still sitting back here, just nothing he can do. A.J. Rogers pounds the wall once again out of turn number 2. Right on board here with Al Smith. See how close that right front comes to the wall. You can see he has started to reel back in the race leaders now. Terriot going to look low again in 3 and 4. They're working up upon the lap down traffic. That's the number 40 of Higgins right now. Higgins will go to the outside. A.J. Rogers close once again to the wall. Look at Eric Stout. He's been able to hold serve with these leaders since we went back racing. The V4 machine for Eric Stout, having himself a good night. 6th right now on our timing and scoring, just 1 lap down as he did come to pit road, and that's what trapped him a lap down behind these race leaders. Otherwise, he could be running into that 4th spot, but right now he is 6th with just 13 laps to go. It will be this time by at the line. Brian Robinson, the slow machine right there in front of your race leaders, has a ton of damage. He once again goes top shelf here. Travis Minto back here, all by himself, running in that 5th position. About 7, almost 8 seconds between him and AJ Rogers for the race lead. There you see Tim Williams. He is a lap down also. Currently, actually, a couple of laps down. It is just 1 lap down, actually. So he is battling to try and get back onto the lead lap, but he would have to run down Eric Stout to get that spot to be the lucky dog. Josh Buckley is out in front of him. He is running in the 7th position, 1 lap down also for the driver of that number 2. Next time by, it'll be 10 laps to go, and your race leaders are all within about 4 car lengths from 1st to 3rd. Who will win it? Will AJ Rogers be able to hang on here with 10 laps to go, or will Max Theriault come up here and ruin the parade here tonight? Will Al Smith come up and win this one, or will we see a late race caution? Everybody up the track there in 3 and 4 trying to search for some grip as the tires wear down. The flash bulbs continue to flash here tonight with it being championship night. It's the last time these SK Modifieds will be on the raceway for a little while. The off-season coming, so they're going to have a little time off. Theriault this time. Wiggle off of 4, but he's able to get down to the inside in 1 and 2. AJ Rogers runs that middle groove, forcing Theriault to the bottom. They will run side by side off of turn 2. Rogers has a little momentum, but here comes the 42 back to the inside. Max Theriault now may be able to take the race lead. Drag race to the start finish. It'll be 6 laps to go, and still the 17 of AJ Rogers leading this race here tonight. Correction, 7 laps to go that time at the line. Miscounted all my toes and fingers. This time by, it'll be 6 laps to go, and AJ Rogers takes the race lead back once again here from the 42 of Theriault. Theriault now has 6 laps to try and work his way back around that Epic Media number 17. You are watching your top 3 drivers battle it out for the final race of the season. Who will get the final checkered flag? There you see Theriault right to the back bumper with 5 laps to go to AJ Rogers, trying to force him into making a mistake. It'll be good out of turn number 2 for AJ Rogers this time by. 17 of AJ Rogers being hounded, 4 laps to go at the line. Theriault is right there. Smith is right there. 1 wiggle from any of these drivers could change the complex here of this race tonight. Three laps to go. AJ Rogers has now dominated ever since the number 11 of Brian Hacker had his issues. It's 2.5 more laps, so just 1.5 miles of racing. It'll be 1 mile to go. 2 laps to go as the popsicle sticks will go in the air. Just 2 more laps here on championship night at the new Smyrna Speedway. Rogers is looking good off turn number 2. It'll be turns 3 and 4 here. Here comes the 42. Theriault looking down to the bottom on AJ Rogers. Rogers just going to give him the bottom. Rogers sideways. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go here tonight at New Smyrna. Higgins going to go straight to the top side. He wants nothing to do with the final lap here of the season. 42 of Theriault has 1 more shot. He will drive it into 3 and 4. Drives it in a little hard. Not going to be able to get to the bumper. AJ Rogers will come out on turn number 4. He will win championship night. Theriault will come home second. 3rd goes to Al Smith. Jimmy McIntyre will come across the line running in the 4th position. Travis Minto is 5th. 6th is going to go to Eric Stout. 7th to Josh Buckley. Tim Williams is going to finish 8th. 9th goes to Brian Hacker. 10th goes to Brian Robinson. That's your top 10. Rob Higgins finishes 11th. Murdoch finishes 12th. Dalton Williamson's 13th. 14th for Skelton. 15th for Dan Butler. 16th for Joe Strano. Don Coleman finishes 17th. As your race winner here tonight is going to burn them down on the front straightaway. AJ Rogers wins the season finale here at the new Smyrna Speedway. The driver out of Virginia, driving the Epic Media machine, wins his first ever race here on a Thursday night. So as AJ Rogers goes ahead and burns it down here tonight, he is rightfully so to do as long of a burnout here tonight as he can with that SK Modified. They tell me the Modifieds can't do burnouts. Well, race fans, I beg to differ. AJ Rogers showing us exactly what they can do. So as AJ Rogers parks her here on the front straightaway, we're going to take a quick step away, and we'll be back to see if we can get a little bit of a chat in with those three drivers right there on the front straightaway. AJ Rogers, Max Terriel, Al Smith, and then we'll see who is going to be the championship hopeful tonight. Remember, Hacker had issues. Dalton Williamson had issues. Max Terriel, though, was able to finish strong. So we're going to take a little bit of an extended break, and we'll be back here at the New Smyrna Speedway to figure out who is your champion here tonight in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Who's in the race car?
Dada.
Dada? Say go, Daddy?
Go, Daddy.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the New Smyrna Speedway. 100 laps here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Here on Championship Night is completed, and we have a winner standing in victory lane, and it is AJ Rogers. AJ, you were able to outduel the field here tonight. It may not have been in a, call it, from the drop of the green flag to the finish leading this one, but tonight you were in the perfect position to take advantage of Brian Hacker's woes at the front of this field. How did you miss getting wrapped up in that wreck at the halfway point tonight?
I'd say finally some of Hacker's luck rubbed off on me tonight. He's always out here winning, so it's nice to beat him. It's nice to beat Max, but I hated that for him. I hated that I got into the back of him and pushed him up a wall and flipped him over. But after looking at the replay, it did look like he got a little free and kind of tagged the wall. So I hate it for him, but we're good friends, always will be, and we always race hard together.
Yeah, and you raced hard here tonight. You didn't just have to get around Brian Hacker to win this one when he went around there and wound up on his lid. You had to deal with Max Terriol. Terriol, one of those wily veterans that run here, and he is always pretty quick. Tonight, he ran right there on pretty much that Nerf bar the remaining 50 laps of this event. Were you worried at all with Max Terriol out there trailing you and knowing he was in a championship hunt?
Oh, every lap. I mean, I didn't want to hold him up, but I'd like to get another win this season too. And I figured if I could stay up high and keep him from getting to my high side, I could keep him pretty much pinned down and not able to drive off the bottom, because there was just no drive off the bottom in these cars, and like you had to keep them wound up. But that was a hell of a race with him. I was sweating at the end, so that's fun stuff.
Well, it was fun stuff, and you did correct me in my stat book here. You did win back at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, so this parks the number 17 Epic Media Machine for the second time in victory lane here tonight. But how many times, as we watch the replay here, did you try and knock down the turn 2 wall? Were you successful at all here tonight on moving it back at least an inch?
Yeah, because all the other laps is when I moved it back and I didn't have to hit it, so that helped a lot.
Well, tonight, AJ, you're able to outlast some very strong competition in a crazy race here at New Smyrna. Who do you got to thank for parking the Epic Media Machine in victory lane for the second time this season?
Well, the guys who were in the championship, got to give a big shout out to them. Y'all up in the booth, the guys that put this on, Epic Media, RBRC, Midwest Power Source, my team, Willen and Dylan, and of course my wife and kids for putting up with this crazy expensive hobby.
Well, race fans, he's not lying. It is one crazy and crazy expensive hobby, that is for sure. AJ Rogers takes the Epic Media number 17 back to victory lane here on championship night. He may not be the champion in the SK Modified division, but he will walk away 4th in the championship standings, 32 points out of a championship spot tonight. AJ wins and comes home 4th in the championship hunt. Finishing 3rd here tonight, out of South Glen Falls, New York. He had himself a pretty good season. Al, you really can't complain. Finishing 3rd here with those 2 drivers ahead of you, it just didn't seem like the speed was in this old shed at the end of the car, or at the end of the race.
No, I think I saved tires a little bit too much there. With about 10 to go, I started pushing the car, and I got to at least within an arm's length of those 2, and just was a little bit short here tonight with the old shed VIP graphics Troyer.
Yeah, it's short here tonight in the race, short in the championship hunt. Al, the season was pretty good for you. You may not have had the speed to compete for the win per se, to get around Terriol or Rogers, or maybe if Hacker was out there, but a good run here and a good run all season long. You came in as a rookie your first season. You wound up on the podium numerous times, worst finish at Myrtle Beach of 18th. But all in all, this season, for a driver that doesn't normally compete in the open wheel divisions, you got to feel pretty good taking some confidence out of this whole season.
Yeah, it was a nice change of pace, honestly. It took a little bit to learn the car, and before the first season they do a great job doing with recruitment races and all that. So I was able to get a little bit up to speed on these cars, as it's a little bit of a newer build for the service here. So able to get in the car, and we did all right. Wish we could have had a couple races back, and maybe it would have changed up the points a little bit, but that's why we race every lap and not just the first one. So, but yeah, pretty good night, pretty good season. Can't really thank the Red Light guys and Checkered Flag Auto Supply for sponsoring the series, and everybody behind the scenes here at the Red Light Racing Series.
Well, Al, 3rd place finish here tonight, though, at the New Smyrna Speedway. We know there's some sponsors on that car here tonight that you got to get out. It's been a great season for you. Congratulations. But who do you got to sponsor, or who do you got to talk about here on this car?
Yeah, first of all, I got to thank Jerry and Brandon Massey at the Old Shed for sponsoring our efforts here on Thursday nights, along with the VIP graphics. Give them a shout here on Facebook, and if you're in the need for some koozies or t-shirts or whatever, Brandon does a good job with that. And check the Old Shed live on Friday nights. They do a live auction. They got some pretty good stuff at a good deal. So got to definitely shout out to them. I got to thank the Upstate Racing League, Ford Performance, Troyer Race Cars, K1 Racewear, anybody that just makes this thing possible week in and week out. And obviously thank Josh for putting on a great series. And Checkered Flag Auto Supply, it's good to hear that they're coming back for season 3.
Yeah, we didn't quite get to that news yet, Al. Way to break that news before we did. But hey, congratulations, boss man. 3rd place here tonight, 5th in the overall championship hunt. There you heard it, race fans, from Al Smith out of South Glen Falls, New York, the Smith Racing Inc. driver. 3rd tonight, 5th in the championship hunt. Now it comes down to the time, ladies and gentlemen. We have made you wait long enough to talk to Max Terriel to find out if he was the champion this season or if he's going to finish 2nd. And Max, you're standing here. You just got past the note along with me. 2nd place here tonight at New Smyrna on championship night, and it's going to fall 15 points shy of being the champion, so 2nd place in the championship also. Is there anything you could have done this season along with tonight to try and wheel in that number 11 of Brian Hacker?
Well, overall this season, probably, but I mean, it's such a long season that anybody could say that at one point or the other. And as far as tonight goes, it was a long shot. I didn't really think we had a chance at the beginning of the race, since we only had a little bit more than 15 drivers. So points wise, it was pretty much done from the start. And but overall, I mean, 3 cautions for 100 laps, it's another good race overall for this group of guys, and very tight racing until the end. So congrats to AJ on the win, and Al for a top 3, and Brian for the championship.
Yeah, you didn't just let Brian have it, though. You were nipping on the heels all season long with that driver. You know, he was a rookie this year. You're the wily veteran. You know, we played up the good cop, bad cop all season long, but you guys all season long were battling right next to each other all season, putting on some good shows. I mean, is there a race that you can recall? Maybe North Wilkesboro. I'm looking at your stats right now. North Wilkesboro is the worst track of your season. You finished way back into the 19th. If you think you could have just finished 10th that night, do you think you had a chance here?
Yeah, probably, but I think I missed the race early on in the season, which made automatically that week my drop race. So that probably hurt it more than the race that I finished, my bad finish at North Wilkesboro. But overall, I'm very satisfied with the season. With 3 wins, it's 3 wins for in his 15 race season. It's a great performance. And also Dalton had a good season, bad finish, but overall good season to him too. So really proud of that whole group of guys for season 2, and hopefully season 3 comes with as much expectation as we did for this season 2.
Yeah, a lot of expectations moving forward here, Max, though. But a 2nd place finish tonight, 2nd place in the championship hunt. Your racing schedule is not over. You're still competing in the Monday night series, the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series, which comes back on Monday. Are you going to be able to carry some momentum from these open wheel cars to running a road course just on Monday night?
Yeah, that's a thing, a road course, running Charlotte Roval. I have to pretty much forget everything I'm learning on Thursday night and start to learn turning right and wheeling these 3,200-pound cars left and right with this awkward setup that they have. So I'm going to have to start testing soon.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting on Monday. But Max, 2nd place tonight, 2nd place in the championship. Who do you got to thank for this season with this 42 machine?
Yeah, overall, I want to thank my girlfriend, my friend Max, and my dad for watching the races pretty much every week. To Josh and Dan for running this Checkered Flag Auto Supply series on Thursday nights. Always looking forward every Thursday to coming and race with these guys. To you, Roger, and Burn 3 for the broadcast, top quality. And well, as you said, as Al said, it's good to hear that Checkered Flag is coming back next season, and if they weren't officially announced, I guess they don't have a choice.
Well, they were officially announced. We just haven't said it yet here tonight. Way to keep bursting the bubble for the surprise for the millions that are out there watching. Well, Max, congratulations this season. A podium finish here tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway for the man from Canada, the MK Medic, number 42 of Max Terriel. It was a good season, just going to wind up a little bit short. That means if Max Terriel is going to end up finishing 2nd here this season, who is your champion? Who is going to be the champion here on Thursday night for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series? Well, that leaves just one more driver, and he drives the number 11 Illinois, and that is Brian Hacker. Hacker, a solid season for you here this year. You're going to be able to wheel and deal this number 11 Illinois to being season number 2 champion. It's got to feel pretty good after the heartbreaking race here for championship night.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a championship race for us, but feels good. It was a good season overall. I think we picked up 5 wins, and we were pretty competitive almost everywhere. So pretty happy overall with the season. Good group of guys running here. I've known a lot of these guys for a long time. So, congrats to AJ on the win tonight. I've known AJ longer than anyone that I've ever met on iRacing, and Al, we've been running for a long time together, and he had a solid podium finish tonight. And sucks for Dalton. I know he got into some stuff earlier in the race, and just couldn't finish it out. But we had a good battle all season long. But no, it was a good time. I really enjoyed coming to this league, and I was just telling Josh that next time we get a break in the schedule, we'll be back.
Yeah, good season here for you, that is for sure. Looking at those stats for you on the season, it is 5 wins, 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s, 30 bonus points. Throughout the season, you led the most laps. You were able to clinch the most bonus points also. That's also got to be a pretty big accomplishment coming in here with the field strength that there is with AJ Rogers, Max Terrill, Al Smith, and Buckley, and you got Murdoch, Williamson especially was up there, Skelton. There is just any driver throughout the entire field. 17 drivers, especially here tonight on championship night, and it seemed like in practice, with all the times being so close, any one of them could have came up here tonight and battled with you. It just seems like maybe Lady Luck has been on the hacker side of things here as late on the iRacing platform.
Yeah, I think a little bit of that, and a little bit of I've learned over the years to try to put myself into positions where I don't get caught up in bad luck. And I think the combination of us picking up a little bit of speed over the last year or so, ever since we jumped on board with Smith Racing Inc., and learning how to drive the different cars both on dirt and asphalt, and then learning how to stay out of trouble has been helpful too. And obviously luck plays a factor in it, and we've had luck on our side here for most of 2020, which is nice because the rest of 2020 sucks.
Yeah, so a championship here with the Red Light Racing series here tonight, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Hacker, you are the champion. Congratulations on that one. Who makes it all possible? You mentioned the Smith Racing Inc. machines out here giving you the quick race machines, but who else makes it all work behind the scenes?
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost, I want to thank Josh and Dan for putting this league on, letting us come in and enjoy and have fun and run hard and strong each week and have good races, good competitive races. And Rob Higgins for coming on board with Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Really cool to have them back next season. It's cool to see the support for short track racing from guys like Rob and his family. Obviously Smith Racing Inc., like you said, Al Smith, who's run all season with us and had a good finish tonight, several good finishes this season, top 5 in points, good overall season for the team. A lot of the guys that run in this league, like I said, AJ, Dalton, Max, Josh, everybody that's consistently, here every week and running, we're all running pretty close together. There's nobody that's going to show up and run away with it every week. It's really a toss-up between a good chunk of guys. And then the sponsors on the car, Carbon Junction, Pathfinder Chassis, Narrative Coffee, Austin Designs, they've all done a lot for us, and we'll be on the car hopefully for a long time. And Roger, I'd be remiss if I didn't say thanks to you and doing what you do and putting this on YouTube every week. We all enjoy watching it. I know family and friends enjoy watching it, and you're the best in the business, man.
Well, there you heard it. Brian Hacker trying to get some more bonus points possibly here tonight, thanking all of us up here in the booth. It is always our pleasure to bring you all the racing here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Division presented by Red Light Racing. Brian Hacker is your Season 2 champion. You just heard from him. You heard from AJ Rogers, who was your race winner here tonight. Max Terrill finishing second. Al Smith Jr. was your third place finisher. Hacker going to try and maybe possibly get the tires to spin on this machine here for us. Race fans, take a look at the top of your timing and scoring, though. Find out where your favorite driver did go ahead and finish on championship night. It's been one whale of a season. Hacker was able to knock down 5 wins, 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s, accumulating the most points over the 12-week season, including his drop week. He did beat Max Terrill by 15 points. Dalton Williamson was third in the championship hunt. He came so close. It was 23 points. He came in maybe as the underdog here tonight, and with a battled, wounded hand, he's going to finish third in the championship. AJ Rogers was fourth in the championship hunt, with Al Smith finishing fifth. Those were your top 5 in the championship standings here. But race fans, we got to talk about the epic season that we had here. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply coming on board here with Red Light Racing for season number 2. We got to thank all the guys, all the Higgins up there. Race fans, if you're ever up in the Ayer, Massachusetts area, make sure you type in on your GPS, because I did check it out, race fans. It's about 5.5 hours from home here in Pennsylvania. So they are located up there in Ayer, Massachusetts. They are a family-owned and operated business. They pride themselves on the knowledge and being an independent auto parts store. That friendly staff can get you pointed in the right direction on parts to keep you on the road. Make sure you go over there and thank all the Higgins for everything they got going on up there in Ayer, Massachusetts. We know we got to thank them for sending us a shirt earlier this season. We actually have it on here tonight for championship night. But race fans, that being said, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply has re-upped, and they are coming back to be your sponsor here on Thursday night. You will be able to continue to catch all the racing action from the Red Light SK Modified Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, Inc. coming back as the premier sponsor. Race fans, we also got to thank all of you for tuning in all season long. It's been a fun, wild ride here watching some short track racing on Thursday night. All the drivers here in the Red Light Racing Series, they do thank you also for tuning in on a weekly basis schedule, kind of putting it into your life. Getting to know the Red Light Racers is always a joy for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And race fans, we've got to be a little bit closer to you during this whole pandemic while we've been racing here via the iRacing.com platform. Also, now with that being said, you can catch more Red Light Racing action right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We are about 5 races into the main season. On Monday night, you can catch the Scrambler Series here, 7:50 live time Eastern every week. But until we see you next time here on a Thursday night, race fans, keep practicing short track racing. It's the heart of America. It is what makes us tick. Every driver has to start at a local short track all around the country one way or another, and then they can progress through the series to one day be in NASCAR. You might find some of these drivers here tonight that you just saw on the screen wind up in a stock car close to you sooner or later. But till we see you next time, race fans, we hope you all stay safe out there. We can't wait for you to return right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.